Good y'all. Welcome to the Depot. We have one of our most elite, top tier brand owners on the line. We got Trust on the line. He is the owner of Trust Labs. You can go ahead and introduce yourself, Trust.
Trust, man. Like he said, appreciate the introduction, Brody.
Absolutely.
I don't know if Trust Lab's been doing this like 8+ years, but just now really like locking in, taking it serious.
8 plus years. Just to give y'all some backstory, I actually met Trust in college. So this is literally before everything. This is when you were still printing your shirts on what was it? How were you
I
doing
was
it?
using vinyl. I was using like vinyl and like I think it's a Cricut. Yeah,
You was using the
like
Crickets.
press,
People
heat
don't
press.
people don't do that anymore, bro. Like people are just strictly manufacturers, but you was really like making your clothes from scratch, basically.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
That shows a lot of dedication, in my opinion. To me, that's like
Yeah,
okay, this is the true definition of a brand owner starting from scratch. And you used to design your stuff as well, right?
yeah.
Cool.
Always
Yeah,
get
so
the
you
designs going.
Yeah, so you're pretty self-made, man. So really, what I wanted this call to do is just this is just really to give any future Depot members just more information, and just kind of like some real life stories of people that were actually starting from the beginning and now they've gotten to where they wanted to go. So the first question I want you to, I guess, talk about is kind of talk a little bit more about your life before the Depot, like internally what was going on with your brand.
I would say before the depot, it was like I was missing content. I was missing like the whole marketing side. It was a lot of things I thought I already had, but I didn't.
Right.
So like I would have like I would meet the design criteria for my clothes. So it wasn't like my clothes were like bad or anything. It was just like I was missing certain parts of a system,
Right.
and I feel like that's what the depot like gave.
So, what do you feel like? What do you feel like was so complicated about, before working with the depot? What do you feel like was just so complex in your mind?
I was gonna get everybody to see it.
How you were going to get everybody to see it? So your biggest concern was like, I got this great product, but I'm really struggling to show it to everybody.
Yeah, because it was like my only sales would come from like people like word of mouth. And
Right.
I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get to where I want to go, being where I'm at in South Carolina through word of mouth like that. So like I needed to find a way to like expand.
Okay, and for the people that don't really understand what word of mouth really truly means, could you kind of give a little bit more backstory of like how you were doing everything word of mouth?
So word of mouth, it was just like anytime I go somewhere and I see somebody I feel like met like the criteria for my brand as far as like, oh, this what actually look nice on them. I just walk up to them and be like, hey bro, I got a brand. Here's my business card. Give it to them. They check it out. And sometimes they buy, sometimes they don't. But that's where majority of my customers came from, or either people that knew me locally. So
And so was that tiring? Like, is that something that's like easy for you to do, or did you feel like there has to be like another way?
it was. I felt like it was easy to do it, but it was just like I wasn't seeing the results I wanted to see because
Right,
like naturally I talk about my brand, so like that was kind of like second nature. But I know I needed more to be in front of more faces, basically.
right. And so you felt like there, and so you basically felt like there was an answer to your problem, but you didn't have the connection to that resource, basically.
Yeah, like had no way to get there.
Okay. And so what made you say, you know what, the depot is where I want, these are the guys that I would trust to basically bridge that gap for me, get me from basically, like you said, like really organic guerrilla marketing to an entire system.
Just because of like what the depot provides.
Right.
Like they provide your content and like they help you with your content schedule. It's not like here you go, we done. Like they'll actually talk to you and walk you through. Like this is how you need to do it. This is how you need to post. These are the dates, stuff like that. Like getting you prepared, and then on top of that, they're providing the content. You don't have to go out. Like you're saving so much time
Right.
because it's very expensive. Like to do that like on your own. If you're trying to outsource all these things individually, it's gonna get pretty expensive on top of buying clothes
Right.
to be seen. So it really helped out in that way. And then as far as like the marketing side, the guys are flawless. Like
Facts.
the guys are flawless. Like I'm not even gonna cap. Like that's something that I didn't think I needed at one point because I thought everything I was doing was right. I was like, it's gonna work this way.
Right.
So when I came across the depot, it was like, whoa,
Right. So you
this is
already
what I was missing.
right. So you already kind of knew, like you already saw it. You already saw where you knew your brand could go. Because just to give some more backstory, you went to fashion school. Like you're not just a beginner brand owner. Like you've actually dove into the real world of fashion.
Yeah, so like that definitely opened my eyes too because being in fashion school, you meet like celebrities, like all kind of stuff. Like you might run into like a celebrity's like brother or something
Right.
at fashion school,
Right.
and they have all the connections already. So it's like, okay, how did they do that based on like what they're trying to do? And like for me, that's how the depot was. It was like I had that celebrity connection.
Right. Right.
It was like the depot was my celebrity connection, and it was like that's all I needed.
Right.
Cause like I knew how to make the clothes, I knew like what it takes to like be a brand owner, but I didn't have that connection, and that's what most brands fail to realize. They think, oh, I can do this on my own.
Mm-hmm.
No, you actually need a team, and the depot was that team. So like, yeah.
Absolutely, man. I agree. So, what was your experience like joining the depot? Like, because basically, you went from literally doing everything manually to now most of that manual work was being handled by the team. So, like, what was your experience like really getting set up? Because, man, you made 10K in 1 month. So, like, we got to talk more about like you just got in, you're fresh. What's your experience like?
So I probably started with the depot around like 2-3 months ago.
Right.
Started around like 2-3 months ago. Can you see me? Because somebody's calling.
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. Well, I started the depot around 2 to 3 months ago, and onboarding was super simple. So the guys had a call with me. We talked about everything I wanted to do, like my goals, the timelines I had. We already knew like certain dates were like this is what we need to hit prime. Like these are our prime key dates to be hitting.
Right.
And then like with the content, I gave them my idea. They added to my idea and brought my project to life, and it's just like 10K in a month is unheard of.
Right. Right.
Because people don't know this, but like I haven't ran my brand in like 3 years, so I just started it back 2 months ago when I saw a depot ad. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that should tell you right there. Like, come on, like
So
it was that simple. Like it sold itself.
Absolutely. Did you have any concerns like what? Because it's normal to have concerns when you're investing in something new. It's everything's new. It's unfamiliar, and so like one of the biggest concerns we hear is like, I have my ad budget, but I'm a little nervous to put it in because to some people it seems like, almost like gambling. Did you have any concerns going into it?
I had tried ads prior to it, but I tried them on my own. Mm-hmm. This is what I mean when I say you need a team. I was trying them on my own. Didn't get any type of results that I was looking for. And I feel like with the depots, like they tell you what to expect beforehand. So you're not going in blind like, all right, I'm about to put X amount of dollars here, but I'm only getting this back. Like they tell you like this is how it's gonna start and it's gonna gradually increase. And then once you get to where you need to be and we found out, all right, this is what you need exactly, mm-hmm. It shoots up. Like we saw that.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, man, like I said, your brand is one of the premier brands because you did what a lot of brand owners don't normally do. You scaled to 10 months, almost in your first month. It took us some time to get the content and all of that together, but once we got it, your brand just shot off like a rocket ship.
Yeah, it literally did. Like, it's still crazy, like, thinking about it.
So, just for the audience, what's the most that you've ever made from your brand, basically, like, in one time before joining with the depot?
The most I made with my brand, and this is like when I first started, I would probably say one day I made $1,200. But that was it. Like, that was everything I had.
Right.
So, the most I ever made with my brand at one time is $1,200. And the most I've made over a span of like a month or two before working with the depot was maybe $2,000.
Right.
So to do 10K in a month is ridiculous.
Yeah, you just 10x in the first month.
Yeah,
Imagine what you'll do in a year, you know?
yeah.
So let's talk about this. How has your life changed joining the depot? I know we talked about this prior to the call. You just got your brand new car. Tell the audience about how your life has changed and how you're feeling now.
I say my life has changed because like I'm able to breathe financially. That was the whole point of like, I mean, it's the point of life to me. Like you want to be able to breathe financially to enjoy like the things that actually matter. So I was able to get a car
Right.
like super fast. Like it wasn't like, dang, I'm gonna have to wait 6 months to save up. No, it was like the depot was doing everything it needs to do for your brand. You're funding it, and now it's to the point I don't have to fund it no more. It's funding itself.
Right.
So that's how I was able to get the car. I was like, you know, I can afford this.
And
I deserve this. Like, we've been working.
absolutely, man. And to add to what you just said, you said that your brand is now funding itself. Some people won't understand what that means. Go a little bit deeper into what you mean by now your brand is funding itself. It no longer is requiring basically external capital to grow.
So basically, what I mean by it's funding itself is that like I was using my personal money to put into like funding my brand, basically.
Right.
Now it's gotten to a point where I've made X amount of dollars to where the profit margin is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like I no longer have to put bread into that. The profits take care of what I used to put bread into.
Absolutely.
And it's doing more. So like I never have to touch that.
Yeah, so it's almost as if like you made your initial investment and now the business basically is making enough money to where it can sustain itself and continue to grow basically.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So how mentally how are you feeling like how the audience needs to know how are you feeling before and how are you feeling now just mentally overall the clarity in your mind.
That's mentally before my mental was definitely like it was smoky. I'm not even gonna cap to you. It was like I know where I need to be, but it's hard to see that destination.
Right.
Like it's too much fog on the road. Like I can't see it, but I know if I keep straight, I'm gonna get there.
Right.
And since working with the depot, it's like that fog is gone.
Right.
It's like I can see my destination and I can adjust my speed to how quick I want to get to that destination.
Right.
So
too, yeah.
that's definitely key to like what's been going on with the depot.
Absolutely. So to add on what you just said, basically from your point of view, your system is set up to where the more that you basically have to put into your project, the bigger it grows, the faster it grows. That's basically the math.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So that's just something that we want the audience to know. It's like, okay, if you are investing in your brand similar to how Trust did, you know, you could basically Trust 10x with his initial investment. You could basically 20x in theory if your initial investment is higher.
Exactly. Cause like at first, like I was like, dang, I don't have that much money to like invest into it. But the money I do have, I'm willing to risk it all.
Right.
So I risked everything I had, and then yeah, like the proof is there.
What made you so confident to take the risk?
I would just say I'm naturally a risk taker. Like just straight up front, I'm naturally a risk taker, and I feel like the members. I'm not gonna say the members, but the people with the depot, how they helped me. It was like they were risk takers too, but they knew like they have a system.
Right.
But they're letting you know like this is where you can be.
Right.
Like this is exactly where you can be, but you have to be locked in.
Right.
And that's basically what it was. Like I've never been this locked in before.
Facts.
Stuff that I would put off for weeks, turn into months, and then I never do it.
Right.
Like they stay locked in with me. They send me frequent updates. Like how's this going? They're asking how everything's performing. Like this is a really good team.
Right. So do you feel like it's fair to say, just for the audience, that in order to be successful in this industry, you somewhat need to be a risk taker?
You definitely do, because I feel like brand owners are looked down upon so much. Because like usually it's like people starting from nothing, from the bottom,
Right.
when they have a brand, and like